this means that yes, if you are still in private practice or in independent practice, you can get higher rates or better rates. We've spent some time talking about getting different rates from different providers from the same insurance company. So how does it work? How do you get contracts from insurance company for their PPO services or for the HMO services? Well, in theory, it's pretty simple. If you set up your own practice, you simply call or contact via email your local insurance company representative and tell them, I'm Dr. So-and-so, I want to be on your panel. That is the easiest way to go about it. However, this is probably the worst way to go about it, because what the insurance company will say, fantastic, we would love to have you. Here is your rate. And they are invariably going to give you a pretty sucky rate. What do I mean by that? Well, if your best friend in the same town or city or locality that you are, and if you have a friend who works for a hospital or a big organization, his or her contract from the same insurance will be much higher. Now, why is that? Well, it is much higher because the hospital typically negotiates on behalf of many doctors. And unfortunately, insurance companies look at that and they take it at face value because it's all about the money, all about dollars and cents. The hospital tells the insurance company, well, we have 1,000 doctors. And if you don't give us the rate that we want, we will not see any of your patients. So the hospitals, they essentially monopolize the situation here, asking for high contracts, and insurance companies feel like they have no choice. And they feel like you have no choice if you're an individual physician, so they pay you less. That also explains why hospital rates are so much higher than independent rates. Have you ever been to a hospital and had any service done? A blood test, an x-ray, ER visit, or even a hospital admission? You know how much they charge for Tylenol? Because they can. Now, are we saying that it's better to work for a hospital because you get better contracts? Not necessarily so. As a physician, you probably don't make so much more money if you're a hospital employee. It's just that they get more money for the same level of service. Now, your next question will be, well, is it better for me to be a part of a larger group? Let's say we're independent doctors and we approach an insurance company and tell them that, well, it's not just me, it's me and my friend and his friend and her friend. There's a lot of them. Truth is, if you bill under the same tax ID, yes, you probably will get better rates if you're an individual. So this means that yes, if you are still in private practice or in independent practice, you can get higher rates or better rates. And remember, being an independent doctor, you do have something that you can control, and that is your overhead. You don't need too many expenditures, much like the hospital has. You don't need a CEO for a group. You don't need an administrator. You don't need a lot of middlemen. So by controlling your overhead and by securing a little bit higher contracts, you can still benefit from much better reimbursement rates. Something for you to definitely think about. Reimbursement RX presents an event for all tri-state area resident fellows, established physicians, nurse practitioners, and physician assistants. The Financial Blueprint Seminar for Medical Professionals. It's unfortunate, but the vast majority of newly graduated medical residents and fellows do not understand the business of medicine. And worse still, most established doctors do not either. We are here to teach what residency does not, and what hospital systems and medical groups do not want you to know. June 16 through 17 at the Crowne Plaza in Englewood, New Jersey. Register now online at reimbursementrx.org/seminars. There are limited seats available, so register today.